For people with fibrosis, ossification or progressiva, it's usual for them to be under a rheumatologist, and a rheumatologist basically monitors the condition, provides medication as and when required, and just monitors how things are going, and in some instances makes referrals to other specialties should they be required. Although I had my first fibrosis ossification progressiva flare at only about 2 weeks old, I was not referred to a rheumatologist up until last year, and so it's meant that I've had a 40-year wait just to see a rheumatologist. And that's because of the rules and regulations with regards to healthcare in Australia. It meant that I didn't qualify to see a rheumatologist, although I asked multiple times if I could be referred to a rheumatologist. I was always told by my GP that I was unable to be referred because I did not meet the criteria that would allow me to be referred. So it took 40 years to be allowed to meet the criteria in order to be referred to a rheumatologist. I was so overjoyed with the wonderful rheumatologist that I saw through the repatriation hospital in Melbourne. I was overjoyed because I found that her team had researched my condition before I even came to the appointment. And that's the first time a doctor has ever researched my condition before I attended for an appointment. And that was really special. So I'd like to reach out and thank the team of doctors who took it upon themselves and took time out of their day to research a rare condition for which they only have one patient to treat with the condition. That was really something to have a medical team reach out in that way, because as I say, I've never experienced it. And it seems phenomenal with such a debilitating and extraordinarily difficult condition that I was not able to see a rheumatologist, which is pretty much standard practice for how to manage FOP. It seems incredible that I was denied for 40 years and made to wait. Because doctors always felt they had the condition under control, they were managing it, they were performing surgeries, but they weren't checking back with how my condition was after these surgeries. The doctors were always writing that they were a success, the surgery, but from my perspective, it wasn't successful. I was finding additional lumps of bone that had grown in other places in my body after these operations. I was also finding things like I would get bouts of damage after the operations that was far worse than the reasons that I even undertook the operations. So it was really a difficult situation because no one would listen to me. I always felt that there was something more to my condition and that I did need to see a rheumatologist to have it looked at, assessed, and potentially even diagnosed. But it's really sad that that took 40 years and that I wasn't able to access that. So I want to thank the team at the repatriation hospital. You couldn't have made my day any better. It sounds strange, but honestly, thank you.